could hide 'neath the wings of the bluebird as she sings. The 6 o'clock alarm would never ring, but it rings and I rise, wipe the sleep out of my eyes. My shaven razor's cold and it stings. Cheer up, sleepy Jean, oh, what can it mean to a daydream believer and a homecoming queen? You once thought of me as a white knight on his steed. Now you know how happy I can be. Oh, and our good time starts and ends without dollar one to spend. But how much, baby, do we really need? Cheer up, sleepy Jean, oh, what can it mean to a daydream believer and a homecoming queen? Cheer up, sleepy Jean, oh, what can it mean to a daydream believer and a homecoming queen? Cheer up, sleepy Jean, oh, what can it mean to a daydream believer and a homecoming queen? Cheer up, sleepy Jean, oh, what can it mean to a daydream believer and
Happy birthday, Jill. Happy 50th birthday. I think that what I should do is to remind you of what you endured when you had your true birthday. So these are the thoughts that I recall upon your birth. And it was on the 24th of December when Nancy all of a sudden had some good labor pains, and we bundled up and went off to the hospital about mid-noon on Christmas Eve. And we got to the hospital, and of course the nurses, put Jill and her mom in a wheelchair and wheeled them into the delivery room. And I was just sat there, and nobody said anything. And so I, all excited about seeing the Vikings play a playoff game. Maybe they were playing the Rams that day. But it was a wonderful waiting room, wonderful TV, and I said, oh, I'm going to be set here for 3 hours, and it's going to be very nice. I barely had a chance to sit down when the nurse came in, slapped some surgery garments in my lap and said, okay, come on in. You go through that door, put on the clothing, change your clothes, find a locker, and meet us in the delivery room. And I said, oh my gosh, I said, am I allowed? And he said, oh my gosh, you are allowed because you're a young doctor. Oh, I guess we get some perks. So, because it was those days we weren't allowed to be in the delivery room, just as, husbands or mothers of the mother or whatever. So this was supposed to be a pretty good privilege, but I was a little hesitant, a little anxious, and then I come in and I was propped on Nancy's shoulder, and we watched the delivery of you. And that was kind of awe-inspiring for me because now I realize that I'm a young dad. And and you were taken then off to the nursery, so we couldn't see you for a while. And it got about dinner time, and Nancy was resting comfortably and happy, and everything was very quiet. So I left and went back to Santa Ana, where Grandma Jean and Grandpa were there, and so so I stayed there overnight, and got up the next morning, and we had our presents, and this knife was one of the presents, and it was given to me by Jean and Jim, Grandma and Grandpa, and it's 50 years old on your birthday. So every time I have this knife, I think of you and your birth, and how happy I was as a new dad.
Hi, Jillybean. I heard you like animals. So do I.
I hear you do a Cockney accent. I can't. However, I heard you do musical theatre, and I do too.
Obviously, Jill, we've been talking a lot about you and all the great memories that we have together. We wish you a very happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
Hi, Jill. This is your Aunt Kathy, or AC as you like to call me. I wanted to wish you a very happy 5th birthday. And it's hard to believe that I've known you now for almost 50 years. And I just had to write down a few things because I can't remember it all. But you were my first niece. You were my only godchild. You were the first baby that I helped for the first 2 years, which are the most informative. So I'm sure that's why you've turned out so well. And you were the oldest baby to walk that I can remember. And now you're probably the best walker and hiker I know living in Colorado. Let's see. You're the, you led so many plays with the kids, especially at Christmas. Whenever we visited, you were leading the kids and helping my daughter Carrie. You were you taught my daughter peanut butter and jelly at Stony Lake, which we still sing. You were the best teacher in the 5th grade. When I visited you in Durango, I was so impressed, and I never have seen a teacher with the dedication you had and to help those kids with all those special needs that you were always helping. And you're also the first grandson, my first grandson's godmother, which makes you extra special. And I just remember so many of your birthdays because it was the same day as Carrie's, and you shared so many together. From the night, one time you were drinking, and one of you ended up with over the toilet bowl. But
that was my
Carrie's 21st, and you were with her then,
in
and
Michigan.
That was very special. In Michigan, you took her out drinking.
And Amy.
Okay, so I could just go on, but Jill, you're the best. You're the first. And call me anytime, and I hope I'm always there for you. I remember buying clothes for you when you were teacher, and you dressed a little differently than I would have picked out. But anyway, you've been a joy to know, and your smile is just every time I see you, you've got that beautiful smile, and you'll always be successful because just who you are. And I'm not sure. Never mind. I won't go on. You taught me to eat a little healthier than I'm used to also. But anyway, have a great 50th birthday. I'm sorry we can't be together, and I hope you can get out to California and visit us soon. Love you. Bye.
Jill, wishing you a very happy birthday. This is a big one. I'm so fortunate to have you as a big cousin and have some very fond memories of some of the times that we've had to be together. Grand Tetons, of course, was a huge one where we all got to get together and have a great week that week. But one of my fondest memories, I think, was just always knowing Jill, the thespian, the person who was always willing to lead us in making a play, doing a skit, doing karaoke, whatever it was. And I love that about you. You're so talented in so many ways, as a teacher, as a mom, as a person, and just really, really love you dearly. So hopefully you have a wonderful birthday, and we look forward to seeing you sometime soon. All the best.
Oh, Jill, she brought so much joy to my life growing up on Montview. The time I walked by her house and her parents were out of town and she was having a party and she wouldn't invite me. But the real story I want to tell about Jill is coming up to Millsville, to my snow village where everybody loved everybody. And she had the audacity to have my people in Snowville commit suicide. That's how sick she is, and that's why I love her so much. Happy birthday, Jill. It's hard to believe you're 50.
Happy birthday, Jill. Want to wish you a great day on the 24th, and I hope you're able to celebrate with your pod in Colorado and have some great food, libation, and many, many laughs. In fact, that's one of the things that I remember about you, one of the many things, and that was your quick wit and sense of humor, and you always made me laugh. And it is a gift that you have, that's for sure. So hang in there with this year. We're always trying to do that. It's been a long year, but enjoy your day in particular and know that I'm thinking of you. Take care, Jill. Bye.
Happy 50th, Jill. I can't believe you're 50 years old. As I make this video, this happy birthday video for you, looking back, all I can think of is whenever I'm with you, I laugh. You just make me laugh. On a serious note, and then I'll tell my quick couple of funny stories. On a serious note, every time I've heard in the past couple years, "Oh, you do you, girl," I thought the first person to invent that saying without actually saying it is Jill Peters. You were always supportive of no matter what we wanted to do, and you never judged. Just kind of like, okay, you do you, girl. And you were supportive of that. And I think that's your biggest legacy is you do you, and as long as you're happy, you'll be happy. And so that's really cool. Two of my funniest favorite Jill stories. This isn't kind of funny, but it is kind of funny. You always speak your mind. You always say what the rest of us are thinking. And I remember, gosh, this was probably 20 years ago, but a family friend was getting a divorce. And you said, "Oh goodness, if someone could cheat on so-and-so, then there's no hope for the rest of us." I still think about that and laugh. There is no hope for the rest of us. Boring people. And I think the second story is my parents are going over to your parents for symphony dinner. And one of the symphony dinner participants was saying how she couldn't eat, she's on a strict diet, couldn't eat any fat, yada, yada, yada. So my mom had to call you to come up and finish the potatoes that needed to be baked. And my mom was like, "Jill, don't put, the recipe calls for a 1/4 cup of butter, but don't put that much because so-and-so's on a diet and we're not supposed to make anything with fat." And so you smiled at my mom and said, "Okay, Mrs. Mills, okay, Mrs. Mills." And as soon as my mom left, you're like, "We're putting the full 1/4 cup of butter on and maybe even more." And we soaked those potatoes in butter, but they were good. And so that's another thing I just always think of is us soaking potatoes in butter. But I hope you have a great 50th, and hopefully we get to see each other soon, Jill. Take care. Bye.
Hey Jill, happy 50th birthday. I love you. I just wanted to mention a couple things in retrospective. One thing is I always really appreciated how you, your music, I guess, and your musical taste, and it's really influenced me a lot. Like, I listen to Prince basically because of you. He's one of my favorite artists because you listen to Purple Rain. And Meatloaf, I got into Meatloaf because of you. and all sorts of things. And that's why I made you that mixtape like tons of years ago and told you you had to make me one, and you never did. You don't need to do that, but you should like totally keep sending me ideas. Other than that, I just wanted to tell one funny story too. I remember going on one of our family trips in the car, and you and Dad were way in the back seat of the Suburban, and Mom and I were in the front, and you and Dad were totally eating lunch, and you were eating tuna sandwiches, and you were taking the tuna out, making a ball, and sticking it on the window, and it was so gross, and Mom was so mad. I was laughing, but it was funny. Anyway, happy 50th birthday. Love you.
Jillybean, I am in my she shed, and I want to wish you happy 50th birthday. I went searching for pictures of our years together, which is kind of crazy that it was only 3 because it felt like much longer. But I couldn't find my Durango album. All I could find was this picture of our butts, which kind of feels very 2020 to me, right? I'm sure your butt looks exactly the same because you look exactly the same. And I'm so glad that I actually had some time with you last year before COVID. You are one of a kind, and I am so happy that I know you. I remember when I was in your wedding, your one requirement was that I stay your friend. So I am still your friend, and I miss you like crazy, and I love you like crazy. Happy 50th.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jill. Happy birthday to you.
Happy 50th, halfway to 100, still looking great. Keep up the good work. We love you.
Hey, Angel. Hi. I didn't think about what I was gonna say before I did this. Okay. Mine's less of a memory and more about your personality, because you're really funny. You always know how to bring up the mood, and it's always fun being around you and just talking with you. So, yeah.
Happy birthday, Jillybean. I cannot believe you're 50. I'm not 50. Soon. Okay, memories. Where do I start? Elementary school. And then Dr. Rick and Nancy took you to the Catholic school. But we still saw each other for like day camp. Remember that? Ross Park. And then do you remember, was it middle school? You and I did a 2-piano duet at that horrible women's club where the recitals took like days. Yes, remember that? Okay. All our fun in middle school and high school. I don't even know where to start with high school. I don't know, possibly all of senior year when I picked you up every single morning and we made your sister ride in the back seat and like told her basically shut up and don't tell anybody what we're talking about. And I loved going to, if you guys weren't ready, I'd come in and Dr. Rick would be like, what are you doing? Where are you applying? Like, he's like ready to go, 7 a.m. Oh, also, like I think it was 9th grade, I don't know, remember you used to have those mother-daughter teas? Of course, because your mother is Fräulein Maria. And of course she would do that. That's one of the best things about you, Jill, is your flipping family. I don't know the boys as well, but Dr. Rick, Nancy, Amy, are you kidding me? Best family ever. I miss you so much, and I love that we can talk, and it's like no time has passed, and I'm so hopeful this summer I can see you. I love you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday from both of us to you. Be glad you're turning 50. You could be 52. We're wishing you a good year if COVID goes away. Love to you, Jill, from Tom and Nance on this your special day. Hey! Happy birthday, Jill!
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jill. Happy birthday to you.
Jill, I can't believe you're 50 years old. Holy shit. I mean, that means I was 22 when you were born, and that must have been right after I graduated from college. You were born, and boy, how the time flies. I remember working for the Hartford on the West Coast, and I'd fly to Hartford for meetings, and I'd stop off and spend the weekend or a few days with y'all, and back when you guys lived at 2080 Hillside Drive, and we did all kinds of fun things. A couple of things I do remember is piling all the kids in the station wagon and riding down, and a surprise trip to the Jolly Cone, or whatever you call that place. And you were sitting way back in the back where there's no seats in the station wagon, and the other kids, and everybody was bouncing up and down. And I said, okay, chocolate or vanilla? Because I was getting everybody one of those soft cones or whatever. And everybody said chocolate or vanilla. That's Sister Kathy. Anyway, and you're sitting in the way back and far back, and you're saying, Uncle Jim, I'll have a milkshake. And I said, Joe, we're not having milkshakes. We're chocolate or vanilla ice cream. I don't want an ice cream cone. I want a milkshake. I said, Joe, last chance, and everyone. So, of course, you were always kind of a daredevil. And so that we pull out of the place, and everybody's eating their chocolate or their vanilla cone, and you have nothing, and you're just kind of starstruck, like, what just happened? But anyway, so you went without a treat, but I think maybe that was a lesson, who knows. I remember building those towers out of Legos back before they had the elaborate Lego kits. They just had the building blocks. And we would build them from downstairs from the fireplace, I guess, all the way up to the ceiling, and that was always fun. We sat outside playing or singing She'll Be Coming Around the Mountain and stuff like that. Anyway, a lot of good memories of those early days, back when my single days, back before I met my wonderful wife. Anyway, and she's got something to say, I think.
Hey, Jill, happy birthday. I can't believe you're 50. Oh, my gosh. When I think of you, I think of your wonderful smile as you enter a room. You light up the room, and your hard body, your hard, thin body. Also, I have a story. Back when we were talking about reading books to kids, do you remember? And you said you didn't like to read the book twice. And I thought that was so funny. But when you have grandkids, you better read that book twice. We love you and have a great happy birthday.
And one final thing is the trip to Stony Lake. I remember a cute little house on the lake. And one morning, I don't know, you were teasing the kids or you were doing something. I said, Jill, I'm going to throw you in the lake. And anyway, you kind of dared me. You were in your nightgown, and it was like 9 in the morning or something. And I walked out on the end of the lake, and I don't know whether I was really going to drop you in or not, but you just kept daring me. And so I let go, and you went to your nightgown at all, and you were kind of in a state of shock like I did that. But anyway, I don't know. I think I may have done it more than once, but anyway, it's... Becky's giving me the high sign. So have a happy 50th, and we love you very much, Jill.
Happy birthday, Jill, and I sure miss you, and I wished you were here.
Tell me when. You didn't say
When?
when. Okay. Well, as we know, we'll always remember Pagnos. Forever and forever and ever and ever.
Pagnos?
Pagnos.
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 That's when we knew she was.
Don't worry, Jill. 50 is just a number. It's not a state of mind.
Yeah, but it's a really big number.
You haven't reached your expiration date yet. Just your best by date.
Tell us when you're going.
Are you Go.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jill. Happy birthday to you. And many more on Channel 4.
With
Big
Larry
Lady
Moore.
on Channel 80. Scooby-Doo on Channel 2. Fergie on Channel 9.
All right, stop.
Happy birthday, Aunt Jill. I hope you're having a good day. I remember one time we were visiting you. Someone did something stupid or something. You went, you dip, and I'd never heard that before. I just found that really funny. Yeah, so you're having a good day. Happy birthday.
Happy 50th birthday, Jillybean! Sorry we're not celebrating like we should be. Can't believe you're finally 50. Love you, sister. Cheers to next year. And then we'll celebrate properly on the houseboat. Woohoo! Love you!
Happy birthday, Jill.
I can't believe that you're turning 50, but I think this is a great idea for your birthday celebration. I knew the minute I heard about this what I was going to talk about, and it was the summer that you folks were moving from Hillside to Wellington Court, and you were coming into town for a visit, so everybody was busy packing and loading cars and trucks and stuff, and then so Jean and I were asked to go to the airport and pick you up, and naturally the airport was incredibly busy, and I was just looking at people, and I saw a woman wearing a big silver turban on her head. And I kind of kept looking at her to see what was going on, because she was wearing a white knit, one of the old things from the 70s, white jumpsuit, or maybe it was a two-piece suit, I don't know, and a belt. And I was watching her, and I had said, and I had pointed out to Jean this woman that I saw with a turban on that I thought might be an alcoholic. And then it happened. She had been going around laughing and talking with people and stepping over the people who were sleeping on the floor. And I said, Jean, look over to that woman over there wearing the silver turban. And I said, oh, Jean, the alcoholic is Jill. Oh my gosh. So, come see us real soon. I no longer think you're an alcoholic. Haven't seen a silver turban on your head in a long time. Happy birthday.
Hey, Jill! Okay, happy 50th! Welcome to the club. It's amazing. It's a great feeling being over 50. You'll just be breaking in the first round, but I've been here a couple of years. Anyway, let me see. I've been thinking about you a lot and what kind of memories we had. Like when the dog would eat all of our carbohydrates in the house. That was lame. And how Chama used to attack us in our own house walking up the stairs. And how somebody would eat the M&Ms in your gorp. Something like that. I can't remember who that was. But that person was probably pretty awesome. And I don't think she's going to do that anymore, because I think she might be slightly afraid of you now. Anyway, I love you. There's so many memories of you. The vacuum without the vacuum bag. It goes on and on and on. I hope you have a wonderful birthday. Mwah! Bye.
Hi, Jill. This is Angie and Tom Malloy, and we want to wish you a very happy 50th birthday. You always looked very young, and you had a good spirit, and I remember that you loved horses when you were little, and you were a good daughter, good friend. You want to say happy?
Hi, Jill. Just want to say thanks. Wish you a happy birthday, and we'll maybe see you sometime. You're just back this way. Come and drop in and see us.
Okay, yeah, once the pandemic's open, drop in and see us. Yeah. Meanwhile, hope you can celebrate in some nice way, and we look forward to 2021, better year. Bye now. God bless.
Hey, Crazy Aunt Hill, happy birthday. I love sharing a bunch of memories with you, but one that was really cool was when you were the first person to call me Chazzy. Bye, love you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jillybean. Happy birthday to you. We hope you have a great day. This is Sally and Sophia. And I just have so many great memories of you being my camp counselor all those years ago. And Miss Sophia is getting ready to go to camp in just a couple of years, and she can't wait.
So hopefully she'll have a counselor as great as you. Have a great day.
Hi Jill, happy 50th birthday. Sorry I look so crazy. Just got out of surgery from Denver. I maybe missed the deadline, I hope not, for this video, but I love you. I love how awesome you are. I love your voice. I love your energy, your enthusiasm, and you look great, and I'm so glad to be friends with you all these years. Remember, like 1991? Holy moly. Super fun. All right. I love you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, cousin. I wanted to take this time to wish you a special happy birthday, and to remind you that I beat you to looking like I'm 50. Ah!
Hi Jill and happy birthday. I can't believe you're already 50. There were a lot of good memories to choose from, but I think my favorite was when we were at Grandma Nan and Jeepa's house in the summer. When we were really little, and me and Sarah decided to pee in the flowers in the woods, and then you found out because of Sarah's pee stain on her shorts, and then we tried to cover it up and like started lying, and you were steamed and made us pick up leaves for like 2 hours. Miss you lots. Have a great day.
Happy birthday, Jill. Can't believe we've known each other for 26 years and now you're turning 50. So I've known you for half your life. We've had some great times and I can't wait to have more. And I can't wait to celebrate once this pandemic is over. You're a great friend and I know we always will be friends. Take care and happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Aunt Jill.
Happy birthday, Aunt Jill.
Happy birthday, Aunt Jill.
Sissy.
Happy birthday, Aunt Jill. Okay, we're sharing our favorite Aunt Jill memories. And mine is, there's a lot, but one that always pops up is that night that we were playing Shanghai across the street from your house in that rental house, and we came up with the songs. 2 sets in a run, 2 sets in a run. Oh, there were a lot. But anyway, that was a super fun night. We had a great time. We always have a great time whenever we visit you. That's my memory.
I have so many. After all, you are a sister who loves the shock value. So, yeah, that makes great memories. Some of them are horrible. One of them, to this day, I can still not eat tuna fish sandwiches because of you eating a tuna fish sandwich, taking it out of your mouth, balling it up, and sticking it to the window in our Suburban on a road trip. Perhaps one of the grossest things I can think of right now, because I can't. Whenever there's tuna fish in the house, I need to leave.
Yeah, and this is a big problem in our relationship, so thank you. All right, Cole, what's your favorite Aunt Jill memory?
My favorite Aunt Jill memory is when I was on the Polar Express.
Why don't you say that in your normal voice? Thank you. And Amelia, she doesn't have a lot, fortunately, but her favorite
Just
is
say
seeing
blah,
you
blah, blah,
where was it? In Oregon when she was 5 months old. That was a big one for her. 6
Oh,
months
I have another one on our rafting trip. Being the Grogans in the quicksand was pretty cool.
Okay, we love you, Aunt
Love you.
Jill.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Jill. I cannot believe that you are turning 50 this year. It's actually pretty insane. I just wanted to wish you the very, very best, happiest birthday from your cousin, Nikki. One of the favorite memories I have of you, which there are many, is one of the early years of you all coming to California when we were living in Roseville. And you and Amy put together that fantastic 4th of July Boston Tea Party skit. And Jill was wearing her knickers. Do you remember that? And Amy, of course, was in her, we put some sort of like sheet around her, I think, and a broomstick, something she held out because she was a Statue of Liberty. Anyway, you were always someone that we all looked up to as cousins, being the oldest cousin, and now you really are the oldest cousin. We all wanted to be like you. We all thought you were always so funny, always so fun to be with, so peppy and loving, and we just have always treasured our time together with you, always known as the aunt who, for my kids, the great aunt who, is into the outdoors and, being a Coloradoan, is that how you say it? Someone who's in the horses and always up for the latest adventure. And one of the funny things there were two early on you talking about was you doing like some streaking or something in one of your like college plays. Anyway, you're always up for a good time. How about the time that you and Jimmy, or a whole family, we came out to Michigan and you guys rented a karaoke machine and you did Big Spenda with Jimmy, which was so wonderful. You were such a good singer. Anyway, love you, cousin. Happy 50th. I'm so sorry we can't be together, and I'm so sorry that this is happening during this crappy COVID. But sending you lots of love and hugs and well wishes. Can't wait to get together when this damn thing is over. Happy birthday. Love you.
Happy 50th birthday, Mom. I love you very much, and a time that I treasure with us together would be just cuddling and watching some of the shows that we like to watch together, like Love on the Spectrum or Married at First Sight. I love you, and I hope that these years are great to come. Have an amazing birthday.
Happy birthday, Sissy. 50 years, wow. I feel really lucky that I get to be your little sister and grow up with you in all the different phases of our lives. It was hard to pick just one memory, so I kind of did a few different ones. So favorite meal memory together would be Chez Richard's, for sure. Favorite Fisher-Price toy we'd play together down in the basement for hours would be the castle. You always seem to get it. Favorite cereal we shared together? We weren't really on the same page with that. Mine would, of course, be dry Cheerios and Wheat Chex. Yours would be like the sugariest, nastiest kind you could possibly get. Favorite summer memories, definitely not jobless. And I love how we handed that down to our kids, by the way. But the favorite summer memories would probably be for sure swimming at the Smith's pool and going to Stony Lake, for sure. And all those fun trips that we have together in the rusty old Suburban. Favorite Christmas? Oh, that's hard. The Christmas Eve parties plus your birthday. Maybe the favorite Christmas was the one where Mom took the food from the pantry to put in our stockings. Or where we changed the clocks when we were in high school and middle school, so I can't remember which, so that Tom and Joe wouldn't wake us up early. Favorite job that we had to do as kids, for me and you, probably, although we didn't think it at the time, but cleaning the basement. We'd have to go down there after Joe and Tom would mess it all up, and we'd have to be the ones to clean it. So I remember sometimes, Jill, you would purposely like throw their toys down, like those He-Man toys, and break them. So then you'd say, sorry, Mom, it's broken. We have to throw it away. Favorite play that you were in? That would be hard. Actually, Our Wilderness was the one that we got to share. I got to be your bratty little daughter for that one. So that was fun to kind of be in your world for a time when I tried out for that play. You were a senior and I was in 10th grade, but I did love watching you play the lead in Anne of Green Gables. You were really, had such a talent for the stage. And then I also loved that one where you would get out of school and you'd travel around to different schools. I can't remember the name of it. Safety Kids, maybe? That was really fun. I would say our favorite babysitter together, definitely not Julia. Mom loved Mrs. Stubbs, but she was kind of just really old. But definitely the Kurt girls and staying up late and watching Love Boat and trying to stay up late to watch the beginning of Fantasy Island, but being worried that Mom and Dad were going to get home and having to run upstairs. Favorite trips, so many. The raft trip down the river, and sleeping out under the stars, but probably, well, then there was all those trips that we did, like Washington, D.C., Mackinac Island and stuff as couples. But probably the favorite trip would be when it was just you and I, and we went to England together when I was single and you had little baby Joe. And yeah, we got to go all around. We got to see Denise, got to go to Lake District and London. We need to do that again, go somewhere fun, just the two of us. Let's see what else. Favorite gift you gave me? That was super easy. Hands down, my wedding speech. I still just can't believe how good that was and how you pulled it off. People still talk about it all the time. I just really want to say what a great influence you've been, how you're just such a fun sister. Your gift of making everyone laugh and smile is great. And it's very, very appreciated. It was really fun to do this project and see all your friends from all walks of life and family pouring in. And everyone just had the same thing to say when they would sit down and reminisce about you. They just would say how you made them smile and how you made them laugh, and it just put a smile on your face. And it's not always a bad thing when you think about it to control the mood. When you think about how we always used to say, oh, Jill, everybody's mood is based on how Jill feels. So if Jill's down, then everybody's down. It's actually kind of cool. You need to look at the silver lining in that you have the power to control the mood, right? So if you're just always upbeat and positive, right, you're going to spread that to the world, which you do. Thanks for all the great advice through the years. Of course, being a mom and having you go through it first, and helping me out with all the uncertainty of new mom stage was priceless. The summer spent out there with you in Durango was priceless. We're really lucky to still be able to keep in touch as close as we do, as much as we do, living so far apart. And we'll just have to continue to keep that tradition alive for our children too. So thank you so much for all the great memories, and thank you so much for being the most wonderful big sister a girl could ask for. Love ya. Happy 50th.
Happy birthday, Jill. There's just so much that I could say, but I don't want anybody else to hear it. And neither do you. So, HAPPYBIRTHDAY. Happy birthday. And I can't wait for all of our adventures that we're going to be having once we can do it, celebrating 50 the way that we want to. I love you more than anything, and all of our adventures and everything we've gone through over the past 25 years. Love you, love you, love you. Happy 50th. Mwah!
Hey, Jillybean, it's your old friend Amy Stewart. Happy 50th birthday. It's amazing. We made it. Oh my God. Thinking about all our years together, and one of my favorite memories of you and I is how we used to walk and meet at that traffic sign at the intersection of McCracken and Maryland. And that was halfway between our houses. And let's have such fond memories of our friendship and growing up together. So miss you, love you, have a great 50th.
Happy 50th birthday, Jill Peters. How did we ever get to be this old? Well, I should say, how did you ever get to be this old? Because Amy and I are 2 years younger than you. Anyways, when I think back of fun childhood memories, of course, you and the Peters family are in so many of them. Probably my favorite memory of you, though, is when you and Trisha Predko would lock Amy and I in the dollhouse cabinet and play Orphanage, starring Mrs. Zaremba, who was the mean orphanage, like Miss Hannigan lady. And you guys would just leave us in there and turn all the lights off, which is so disturbing, but it's also one of my favorite childhood memories. And then one of my favorite adult memories is, of course, when you and Amy came to visit me when I lived in England and we went to the Bon Jovi concert. I am just so thankful that we have been able to stay in touch all of these years. And I was thankful when, my kids got to meet your kids a couple years ago when we drove through and stayed in Durango for a couple days. I thought that was really cool to watch the Carcamo and the Somrak kiddos playing together in the front yard. That brought back a lot of really great memories. But anyways, I hope you have a great, great, great 50th birthday, my friend. And, I hope to see you soon, someday. I'm sure our paths will cross again. And have a very Merry Christmas and a happy birthday. Love you, Jill. Bye-bye.
So Jill is turning 50. She's the first one to go. Happy birthday, Jill. I know it's going to be a strange one with COVID and everything going on. And I know my family sent a lot of funny stories. I have all my funny stories of Jill are things, not all of them, but are things that I've heard secondhand. Everybody knows the dressing up at the airport, Millsville, suicides, you having house parties when your folks were out of town. My probably favorite funny Jill story was the one I heard from when you were at Marquette and walking home, and in order to sort of stay safe, your self-defense routine was to just act crazy. And it worked because the kids in the neighborhood stayed away from you because you were crazy. We all seem to embrace your crazy and love it. I do. But what I think of, and this is going to sound strange because I don't really know how much you actually had to do with this, but you were home from college and your mom was, I believe, doing some sort of puppet show thing, but you ended up with 2 cats and the doc is allergic. So I remember you coming up to the house on Montview and Maggie picked out a calico and we adopted this cat and took it off your hands to hopefully help Doc P breathe a little better. And our family ended up having Sonny for 21 years. She's buried in the yard at Montview. And I kind of always considered you and Mrs. P the bringers of Sonny. So thank you for that. We all love that cat that just lived forever. Anyways, have a very merry birthday, a happy Christmas birthday. Congratulations on reaching 50. Glad to know you. Take care.
Happy birthday, Mama Jill! We love you, baby girl. I love you. No one's gonna get baby girl, but I still love you. I love you so much, and even one of the best memories of us was when we all went, well, not him, but when we went on a camping trip to Creed together. That was so fun. So we love you. Happy birthday.
Jillybean, happy 50th birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. You live in a zoo. You look like a monkey and you act like one too. Glad you're turning 50, 4 years before me. Yay! So you can tell me how it feels. In seriousness, on all seriousness though, you are always been like a sister to me, a big sis. I so appreciate your friendship and always calling to check in. Even though you tortured me when I was a child, I still forgive you. Snow down the back, teasing me every opportunity you get. Yeah, lots of great memories. 50 is such a huge accomplishment. And I think that, God has you just where you're meant to be right now. And you are definitely thriving. So I love seeing that. And just hope you have the best year yet. And COVID goes away so we can finally go to Vegas and celebrate properly. I love you. Happy birthday.
Hey, Jill. Favorite brother-in-law here. Wishing you a happy 50th birthday. I knew when I first met you that you were going to be A-okay. And if you remember the first time I met you, Amy and I came out on a visit. You were 9 months pregnant with Annie. And we sat down to play Shanghai. And the next thing I know, you are opening and drinking a Heineken beer, burping and farting loudly. I thought it was funny. Your sister was embarrassed and grossed out, but that's probably what made it even better. So, and everything was going to be A-okay with this family. Hey, happy birthday. Have a good one. See you soon.
Number 21. Happy birthday, Jill. I would like to share a funny story with you. I know you'll remember this because it was crazy. 1979 or 1980, we were watching The Wiz on your TV, and the ending was hilarious. There was a lot of flushing going on, and I think it was just the witch and maybe some of her associates that got flushed down the giant toilets. So that's my memory, among others. So happy birthday. Cheers. Bye.
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. You smell like a monkey and you live in the zoo. Happy 50th, Jillybean. We made this beautiful acrostic poem for you. Terry's going to start.
You are a joyful senior citizen. Happy 50.
The I is for I miss laughing with you. It was always so fun. We'd always laugh whenever we're together.
You've been looking for love, baby.
In all the wrong places. My lifelong Sweeney sister. Clang, clang, clang with the trolley. Ring, ring, ring with the bell.
We know you love yelling at kids.
You have a beautiful soul.
You're always energetic and crazy.
And of course I have to remind you of the time that I first saw you when you decided to do the grace at camp and you were crazy and dancing around. We thought, who is this weird person?
And you were never a bore to be around.
You skipped this one.
Oh, I did?
A CSCer for life. All right.
And you are never a bore to be around.
Happy birthday. Wish we could be with you. Hope we see you soon.
Happy birthday.
Bye.
Happy birthday, Mom. My favorite memory with you would probably be when we went to France, or when you came to France to visit me with Dad. And we went to the Eiffel Tower, we went to Paris. But I think my favorite was when we went to the Louvre together. You were so... I don't know, it was just a very good memory. You were very excited to be there, and it was so fun to be able to show you how my life was like after not seeing you for so long. So that's probably my favorite memory with you. Happy 50th, Mama. Love you.
Hello. So, my name is Chris Brugman, and I have a particularly great memory of Jillybean. It was, I believe, my junior year of high school, roughly, and could have been sophomore. And of course, Tom was throwing a house party because the family was out of town. And so, of course, we were over there having a great time. And the party had gone on for several hours. And Jill came home. And Jill apparently had come home for the weekend. And Tom was not aware that this was happening. And so Jill walked in as only Jill could walk in. She was pissed. She was not pleased with the situation that was occurring. And she was letting every single person know it as she kicked them out of the house. And so as she would meet people, she would just lay into them. And so I believe I was in the dining room just off the kitchen. And right by the back door to the porch. We're just standing there talking. And pretty sure I had a beer in my hand. And I think Tom was in the kitchen talking to someone. And Jill came down the hall, and I could kind of see her. And I could see that she was pissed off. And I looked over, I was like, Thomas. And I was like, gave him the eyes and was pointing. I was like, heads up, buddy. And Jill came in and locked eyes and just started laying into people. She was like, I can't remember who else was there. But eventually, she caught sight of me. And she looked at me for a second, and I tried to look away because I knew something bad was coming. She goes, and Brugman, and you! I used to hunt Easter eggs with your sorry little ass. And she just went off. She's like, and you're having a party at my house. Just going off. And that created the I hunted Easter eggs with your sorry little ass. And so the story continues, however, because then she laid into Tom and kicked everyone out of the house. And so somehow we bargained that I didn't have to go home because I was supposed to be spending the night. And obviously I was in no condition to go home anyway. And so Jill allowed us to just sleep in the house that night. We were able to stay over there. I think it was just Tom and I. And bright and early the next morning, I have no idea what time it was. But I'm pretty sure it was probably around 7:30. We were awoken for early mass, and Joe was not messing around. She got Tom and I up, and she said, if you guys can party and do all this stuff, and just was laying into us, then you can go to church the next morning. And she made us go to St. Francis, and I remember we were on the left side, and we were not sober. And we were standing there in the pew. We're like, oh my gosh, this is so wrong. The house of God, you know what I mean? Oh my gosh, we're, just penance and just horrible things. And that moment came to be called sacrilege. And so that Jill just took us to the woodshed on that one. And this is why I love her. She's great. She's one of my big sisses. And happy birthday, girl. It's hope to see you soon. And yeah, take care of yourself. Peace.
Happy 50th birthday, Jill. Just thinking of you makes me smile. Wishing you a wonderful day and cheers to the next 50.
Happy 50th birthday, Jill. 50 years. You've brought so much joy to our lives. I don't know where to begin. So many wonderful, wonderful memories. The joy that you brought us. Dad did a wonderful job of remembering your birth date, which was a day that'll go down in history in our lives. I think one of my memories of you as a child was you were always wanting to be the animal. I know when you did your little nativity scenes at Christmas, you always wanted to be the donkey, and Amy was always little Mary, and I think Joe was Joseph, and he had to be Joseph because that was his name. And Tommy, I don't remember what Tommy was. Tommy might have been just a little lamb or whatever he felt like. And then I've got a couple of pictures of Easters, and you had, I think, a leftover costume from Halloween, which was a bunny costume, and you'd be hopping around while the other kids collected Easter eggs, and you'd be twitching your nose and acting like a little bunny rabbit. So that's kind of one of my memories. Of course, horses, you always loved to play with horses as a child. And the other thing that I think about as you grew up was something my mom said once about you, and that is, when Jill's around, things are always just kind of in a turmoil. And she says, and I sometimes it's kind of nice to have the peace and quiet, but then I kind of miss Jill being here because things are always just kind of crazy. And I think that's true, and I think it's still true. It was certainly true through your teen years, and even conversations. I noticed when we talk Zoom to family, you're the one who's usually kind of rabble-rousing, and I think that's your father in you, because he loves to rock the boat, and I think that's what you like to do too. You like to kind of keep people laughing and be funny, and you are. And so we love that about you. And now, just the other memory I have that I really wanted to mention was the times that I came to Durango with your 3 children. And those were times I treasured. I came by myself, and I came first when little Joey was born to be there to help. And then the other births, Annie and Sarah, I came to help with, the little toddlers, because you were there taking care of the newborn. And the one I especially remember is Joey, because I just remember that big farmhouse and waking up, and you were overdue. Every one of your babies was like 3 weeks overdue. So you were huge, to put it mildly. Of course, you were so thin that it was just all out in front like a big shelf. And I remember the day of Joey's birth, I think we were at Walmart, and I almost was embarrassed to walk with you because you were just walking around with this big shelf in front of you, and anyway, But that night I heard whispering, and I kind of got up finally, and you said, oh, I'm having some labor pains. And I said, well, you know, did you time them? And so we sat there timing them, and I mean, they were tough. And I said, how long have these been going on? And they had been going on a while, but you were so afraid of going and being sent home because it was false labor or whatever. Well, we had a ways to drive. So I said, get in the car, because they were coming like, I don't know how soon. And so we took off, and we got there, and it wasn't long before little Joey was born. And I just remember the one other thing was, I think I passed out during the delivery. I was over in a chair trying to be just out of the way and not part of the action. And next thing I knew, I had my head down because I was feeling really faint like I get. And so the nurse had to come over and do smelling salts, and I was so embarrassed. Anyway, Jill, we love you so very much. We're excited for the next 50 years. We just can't imagine the fun we're going to have. And so happy birthday.